Welcome to the Good Ride.
All right, James is on a very interesting board today. Hey guys, welcome to the Good Ride.
So hey, you know, from
Welcome.
cinder cone to the couch,
Yeah.
we had a pretty good day on the Jones Mind Expander and the Capita Spring Break Powder Glider 158. They're both 158s. We rode them with Adidas Tactical ADV. We rode them with Union Stratus, and it was a great combination with both these boards.
Yep.
And just to kind of say, like, you know, a quick summary of all the boards, when people are emailing me about powder boards, these two come up more than any other board. So as far as powder boards go, or boards that are mostly powder, you know, these two
definitely are
definitely in that same category.
Zero camber happening here.
Yeah, but when you look into that category, there's so much that's different about these.
Yep.
And let's get into it. We'll start out, you know, with the flex and the pop.
Couch jibs.
Oh yes, that is stiff. Oh, and look at this bow. Like, just this thing just gives. It's just like, this is so much more playful and light. This one, my particular model of the Jones Mind Expander, it's heavier, which is funny because you turn it sideways. Look at this. Look how much thicker this is from like tip to tail, just along the edge. It's just got such a unique core.
I mean, this thing, any board I've ever ridden, this thing is milled out. There's some tech shit going on that I don't know about on this. The nose is super thin. Not to say there's not in this board either. I mean, they both have their own thing going.
Yeah.
But they're really different with that profile.
Yeah, they both have pop for days.
Yeah.
And they both, like, you can butter off the tail of both of these really easy. But here's the one comparison, and let's see if the camera's, like, if this is lined up with the camera. But you can see, like, this just, the Mind Expander rockers out so much more.
And it's spooned out. I mean, it's got that spoon thing happening in the nose.
And don't you agree, like, that really helps it turn in powder? It just, like, that whole spiel that they put on their website.
I wasn't a believer. I've ridden a lot of Jones boards and I like a lot of them. I've never loved many, but I think that are most, for me, I'll just cut to the chase here. The most unique shape, in my opinion, is the Mind Expander. It's amazing. And the glide.
Well,
Let's cut through the glide.
And the Storm Chaser. The Storm Chaser has a really unique shape, I thought.
It does,
too.
yeah.
But the Mind Expander, like before we get to the glide, okay. I don't even want to cut to the chase.
Yeah.
I want to get back into this a little more. But
I'm gonna hold these for you.
Yeah, and then here's another thing. Like, you turn it this way. Let's separate these two.
Yeah.
No more tummy sticks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Bagger's wearing off.
Yeah. But look, you know, you can see, like, this is a little further back on the tail. They're both very surfy boards, but the Christensen, who, you know, shapes surfboards, definitely made a board that feels to me a little more like a surfboard. This feels slashy and surfy too, the Spring Break, but it feels a little more centered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has just a touch of skate to it, but still so much surf, where this just feels all surf. And I don't know, you know, I think you're right. Should we just go to glide? Should we stampede off to glide?
That was it. Well, in the conditions we were at, so we hiked this, we did this short hike in a local area that we go to, and then it was really, really good snow, in my opinion, on that day. Did you agree, James? Like, we had some good snow.
Super fun.
It's a great day.
It was one of the first light, fluffy powder days we had that
It was
year.
great, yeah.
It was
I mean,
what, like
I
a
had-
foot and a half?
Yeah, I had no complaints on the snow. It was great. I had an amazing time. I could have been on anything. I had a great time. Luckily, we were on these two boards because they're both designed for those conditions.
Yeah.
But the one standout was the Mind Expander. I thought had a lot of glide. And in the trees, when it sort of flattened out, I mean, it was effortless to get through it. Not that this one wasn't, but my choice would have been the Mind Expander for those conditions.
I love the. I thought they both turned so quick.
Yeah.
So easy.
Super nimble in the trees.
And this felt like, it was weird. It was funny. It's like, you would think like with the specs of this, you know, further back on the tail, this just super rocker, that it would completely outfloat the spring brake. But the spring brake felt like it was more on top of the snow, where you know, the Christensen Mind Expander felt like it was more like the tail was sunk, but the nose was unsinkable. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like it was riding more like this, and it felt like heavier, a little more damp, a little more powerful. Where this felt a little lighter, a little more playful, a little more on top of the snow. As you could see from earlier in the flex, it just had a more softer, more playful, buttery flex. And but what I was surprised at is they both floated super well.
Super well. I would choose this one in the trees.
Really?
Yeah, the maneuverability was
like, I felt
really
it was
good.
just like this. It was just like right here. Like, I couldn't, like, maybe one run I'd go, and then another run I'd go, huh. You know?
I think the Swallow, you could definitely throw the tail of this around even in powder, where you're getting like
those
a lot of face shots.
Those
shots.
Those just hack at it better.
Yeah.
And the Tree Hunter, I was looking at footage when I was riding this and the Tree Hunter on the same day.
Right.
And the Tree Hunter, the hack I did, like just a little, you know, like hard turn.
Right.
It just flew up all this snow. And this one didn't, but this they both felt just as fun, but like, you know, sometimes it's better to look good than to feel good.
Yeah, I mean, on this board,
Yeah.
I felt like, you know, in the video we took, you know, it was like, there's a lot of snow coming up. Like, it was a good day, but
one thing I was gonna say before the Gen clouds my brain again. This, I think, like when we were talking about glide, the speed of this base is amazing. I mean, I don't think I've felt like anything this fast in this price range, and I think sometimes I can confuse glide for float, because this picks up speed so fast and starts planing so quickly that it floats super well.
I would choose this. I would choose the Mind Expander for edge hold.
Yeah, if I have an icy steep, you know, like if you live in a mountain where there's a lot of ice, maybe a third of the way down from wind.
To get to the powder.
Yeah, like it's just all blown away and you have to go through a steep, icy descent. This one, hands down.
Does this one have mag?
Yeah, it has a mellow mag.
Okay.
And it grips.
And that helps
I've ridden
a lot.
this in some like hard spring conditions where it's soft. I mean, where it's hard in the morning and then soft in the afternoon.
It's grippy.
Oh, it just grips like a champ. Yeah, uneven terrain, they both jam. I'd probably want the Mind Expander in uneven terrain, but they're both so close. I'm keeping both of these. I love them both.
Comes down to dimensions. Like my foot size is, I'm an 11 and a half, but I have a 10 and a half boot, so I think the width down here on my rear foot was like a little bit wider on the Mind Expander, which could have made a difference. But yeah, they're both great. On the day we rode these, going down the column, this was, I mean, best run of my day was on this board. It was insane. But yeah,
I felt the same way. I loved that spring break, that first run I had on that. It was.
This is my favorite spring break board.
Yeah, but I've had so many good days on this that it's just kind of, it's really hard to say which one.
You've ridden the Mind Expander a lot. I've had 2 days on it.
It's all about what appeals to you the most. There really isn't a winner here. There rarely is. It just depends on who you are and what tickles your taint and what floats you the best with your specs and your riding style.